Summary book. My Life and Work is an autobiography written by Henry Ford, the founder of the Ford Motor Company and one of the most influential figures in the Industrial Revolution. The book covers Ford's early life, his revolutionary contributions to automobile manufacturing, and the principles that guided his personal and business philosophy. Ford discusses his innovative approach to manufacturing and how he changed the world by making automobiles affordable for the average person. The book is structured as a combination of autobiography and a guide to Ford's business principles. It provides insights not only into his personal journey but also into his management philosophy, the creation of the Model T, the introduction of the assembly line, and his views on business, labor, and American society. Early life and influences. Ford begins the book by discussing his childhood and early interests. Born in 1863 on a farm in Michigan, Ford had a natural curiosity for machinery and how things worked. While his family expected him to take over the farm, Ford's fascination with mechanical devices led him to leave the farm and pursue work as a machinist. The influence of his father. Ford's father was a hard-working farmer who valued hard labor and persistence. Despite this, he allowed Ford to pursue his passion for mechanics. Ford reflects that the lessons learned from his father's pragmatism and his own desire to improve machinery were critical to his later success. Education and early work. Ford attended school until the age of 16, after which he began an apprenticeship at a machine shop. His interest in engines and mechanics led him to work for a series of companies, including the Edison Illuminating Company, where he gained valuable experience working with electrical systems. During this period, Ford met Thomas Edison, and the two developed a friendship that would influence Ford's thinking about innovation. Founding Ford Motor Company. Ford's early business ventures were filled with setbacks, but these failures taught him important lessons about manufacturing and leadership. Before founding Ford Motor Company, Ford attempted to create automobiles through several different companies. Each attempt ended in failure due to insufficient planning, lack of capital, and the absence of a clear business model. However, Ford's vision and persistence paid off when he finally founded the Ford Motor Company in 1903. The birth of the Model T. Ford's greatest breakthrough came with the introduction of the Model T in 1908. The Model T was an affordable car that could be produced in mass quantities. Ford focused on making the car simple, durable, and easy to maintain. The affordability of the Model T allowed ordinary people to own cars, revolutionizing the automobile industry and American society as a whole. Ford discusses the importance of simplicity in design and the need to build a product that meets the needs of the average consumer. The Model T became so successful that it was often referred to as the car that put the world on wheels. The assembly line and mass production. One of Ford's most significant contributions to industry was his development of the moving assembly line in 1913. The assembly line dramatically reduced the time required to assemble a car, allowing Ford to produce vehicles faster and more efficiently. Innovation in production. Ford describes the assembly line as a breakthrough not just in manufacturing but in organizing work. He focused on eliminating unnecessary steps and streamlining production. This innovation resulted in the Model T being produced in large numbers, which helped reduce costs and made the car affordable for millions. Worker efficiency. Ford's approach to the assembly line also involved improving worker productivity. By standardizing the work processes, each worker was responsible for a specific task, making them highly efficient. However, this also led to the alienation of some workers who felt their tasks were too repetitive. Despite this, Ford's focus on efficiency remained central to his business model. The $5 workday. In 1914, Ford introduced the revolutionary $5 workday, doubling the average wage for workers. This move was not just philanthropic, it was a strategic decision aimed at reducing turnover, increasing productivity, and creating a stable, loyal workforce. By paying workers better wages, Ford believed that they would have the purchasing power to buy the products they were making, thus benefiting both the company and society. Ford's business philosophy. Ford's business philosophy was built around a few key principles: efficiency and innovation. Ford believed that businesses should always strive to be more efficient. He constantly looked for ways to improve processes, reduce waste, and lower costs. Standardization. Standardizing products and processes allowed Ford to achieve economies of scale. By creating a simple, standardized product, he was able to produce more cars at a lower cost. The customer is the most important. Ford believed that businesses should focus on meeting the needs of the customer above all else. His goal was to make high-quality goods affordable for the average person. Worker welfare. Ford was one of the first major industrialists to recognize the importance of worker welfare. His $5 workday and his efforts to improve working conditions were key to his business success. Avoiding debt. Ford was extremely cautious about taking on debt. He believed that businesses should be financially independent and not reliant on loans or investors. Ford's views on society and politics. Ford's views on society were influenced by his deep interest in improving the lives of ordinary people. He believed in the importance of self-reliance, hard work, and industrial efficiency. Ford and labor relations. Ford had a complicated relationship with labor unions. While he was known for improving wages and working conditions, he was also an opponent of labor unions, which he saw as an unnecessary interference in the relationship between employer and employee. Ford believed that direct communication between workers and management was the best way to resolve issues. Political views. Ford also had strong opinions on politics and governance. He was critical of the influence of large corporations and believed that businesses should work for the benefit of society as a whole. Ford was not an active participant in politics, but he did become involved in some controversial issues, including his opposition to U.S. entry into World War I and his attempts to improve relations between the United States and Europe. Later years and legacy. Ford continued to run the Ford Motor Company until his death in 1947. By the time he passed away, Ford had changed the world through his innovations in manufacturing, his work in improving worker conditions, and his role in democratizing the automobile. His legacy is seen in the way mass production and the automobile industry evolved, as well as in the principles of efficiency, innovation, and fairness that he introduced. Key takeaways. Innovation is key. Ford's ability to innovate, particularly with the moving assembly line, transformed the manufacturing industry and set the foundation for modern industrial practices. Efficiency and cost reduction. Ford's emphasis on reducing costs through efficiency, automation, and standardization allowed his company to achieve economies of scale and deliver affordable products. Employee relations matter. Ford's progressive wage policies and focus on worker welfare highlighted the importance of treating employees well and recognizing their value to the company. Customer-centric philosophy. Ford believed in creating products that serve the needs of ordinary people, making quality affordable for the masses. Conclusion. My life and work is more than just the story of Henry Ford's life. It's a profound account of his vision, work ethic, and principles that not only transformed the Ford Motor Company but also reshaped the industrial world. Ford's philosophy on efficiency, worker relations, and customer satisfaction remains influential to this day.